Morning, wherever you are in the world. We'll start with this is the information session for our newly admitted students. The focus here is really on master's students. And this is for students who are joining in fall of 2024. So let me just begin by introducing. My name is Wahid Bajwa. I'm the Graduate Program Director in the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at Rutgers. And with me is...
My name is Katie Yu. I am the Graduate Program Coordinator for the ECE Department here at Rutgers.
And Katie, you put in the chat, maybe you can remind the students who came in late what you're looking for in the information.
Yeah, so if you could introduce yourself in the chat with your name, the specialization that you're interested in, and your home country or undergraduate institution that you are or have studied at. We want everyone here to feel welcome, and so we'd like to get to know you a little more. Additionally, throughout the information session, if you have any questions, there will be a formal Q&A session at the end, but I will also be monitoring the chat and can answer your questions as we go.
So please do use the chat to communicate anything that you want to communicate with us, and then we'll have the information session, Q&A at the very end. Okay, so let's get started. Our agenda today is, of course, you applied to Rutgers and you got admitted, but our agenda is to really help you understand better about what Rutgers University is, about the department, then talk about if you, we hope that all of you will eventually, many of you have already communicated your decision. For the others who are undecided, we hope many of you will be able to join us. And so we'll talk about the graduate journey in the department as you take part in the graduate program. We also have two of our existing master's students with us, and we'll have a little student panel with them that will be led by Ms. Katie Yu. And after that, we'll wrap up with a few questions that many students often ask, and that will be followed by open Q&A session. As was mentioned earlier, you don't have to wait for the Q&A session. You can write questions in the chat, and either Ms. Yu will answer those questions, or she will call out and I will be able to address them. Okay, so let's get started by helping you understand about Rutgers University, the New Brunswick campus. So for those who are not aware of this, Rutgers, New Brunswick is a university that predates the independence of the United States of America. It was founded in 1766, before the Revolutionary War in 1776. And it's the nation's 8th oldest institute of higher education. It's one of the only 9 colleges that existed before the Declaration of Independence for the United States. So it was established on November 10th, 1766. It's the 8th oldest university in the US. And in terms of its other ages, basically Harvard University is older than it and Princeton University, but it's really peers with these oldest universities. And Rutgers is referred to as, often it's a public school, so it's referred to as public Ivy in the sense that it provides it provides education experience, which is very similar to Ivy League experience, except that it's offered at a much lower cost. Rutgers University is part of what's called the Big Ten Conference, and it's part of the Big Ten Alliance, which means it's in alliance with universities such as Purdue University, Michigan State, University of Wisconsin, University of Chicago, University of Illinois, University of Minnesota, and so forth. So it's really in a great company. And in terms of its location, you may or may not be familiar with the geography of Rutgers University. So Rutgers University is in New Jersey, which is a state that borders Pennsylvania state, Delaware, New York, and in terms of the location of Rutgers University, it is in the center of New Jersey. It's referred to as Central Jersey. So Rutgers University is really a collection. The big system is a collection of 3 universities. You have been admitted to Rutgers University, New Brunswick, which is the main campus. On the right-hand side, you see an aerial shot of the New Brunswick campus. And it is just 1 hour train ride from New York City. So you can take a train right from New Brunswick, get to New York City in 1 hour. It's also about an hour away from Philadelphia. So 2 major cities. And the advantage of that is that basically there are a lot of job opportunities that exist in these 2 big metro areas. Rutgers University is ranked in US News as the 40th overall national university and 15th public national university. Rutgers University, where if you join, it has a vibrant student life with a diverse range of opportunities. As a student, you get free access to world-class gyms. It has an excellent collegiate athletics experience and a lot of other social activities that happen. The overall student to faculty ratio is 15:1. The total number of graduate students across all the departments in Rutgers is about 14,000, and it's a perfect balance of 50% male and 50% female. We'll talk about the number of students in our program later. So this is just to give you a sense of what Rutgers University is all about, where it is located, and how it provides access to wonderful opportunities. In general, the location is what's referred to in the US as Northeast, which has New Jersey is one of the original states that was part of the 13 colonies that United States started as, and it has access to a lot of job opportunities along the entire Northeast region. Okay, so with that, let's now switch to Rutgers ECE Department. And the ECE Department is one of the largest departments in the School of Engineering at Rutgers. According to Shanghai ranking, the global ranking, recently the department was ranked as number 14th. Its curriculum, it offers graduate curriculum, which always is able to capture some of the latest advances in engineering. So we are one of the first departments that has introduced courses on quantum computing, large-scale machine learning, specialization, semiconductors for AI. It has advanced research labs for those who are interested in carrying out thesis-based masters and pursuing perhaps PhD degrees. And those who don't want to do that, it also prepares students for future challenges in technology and engineering. In terms of faculty, we have a total of 36 faculty members, and they are some of the best faculty in the US. We have 13 fellows of the IEEE, 1 fellow of ACM, 1 fellow of AAAS, 1 fellow of National Academy of Inventors. Our faculty have received all sorts of prestigious awards, including the 18 career awards, 3 DARPA faculty fellow awards, 1 ONR Young Investigator Award, and 1 Army Research Office Young Investigator Award, as well as a Presidential Faculty Fellow Program Award by one of the recipients. Rutgers ECE provides a lot of research opportunities for those who are interested in that. We have a total of $12 million per year, roughly approximate research budget. So this is just a general about the department. In terms of students, we have a total of 220 graduate students. Among those, we have 50% of them, or 110, are master's students or certificate students, and 110 are PhD students. We have 20% of our student body is women, and about 67% of our students are international. So we have a healthy mix of both international and domestic students. And why you may want to choose Rutgers, of course, you have been admitted, and as I said, many of you have already accepted the admission offer. Some of you are still were waiting for this information session to make your decision. Here are some of the reasons that you may want to consider. I've already mentioned basically Rutgers academic rankings and other things. Rutgers offers 7 different areas of specialization. Of course, you apply to one of them, but you are allowed, we'll talk about it later, you are allowed to in fact change that area of specialization if you feel like it. But we have the areas of specialization you can pursue are communication, signal and information processing, machine learning, systems and control, computer engineering, software engineering, solid state electronics, as well as we allow you to develop your own cross-cutting specialization in consultation with me. Rutgers also has this partnership with Princeton University so that if you are admitted to Rutgers, you can take courses from Princeton University up to 3 courses where you don't have to pay any extra tuition. The courses you take count towards your Rutgers degree. And for those who don't know, Rutgers is about 40 minutes away from Princeton. It's on the 40 minutes north of Princeton. So travel to Princeton through the train is very straightforward. And basically, you really get an Ivy League education while being a Rutgers student. In addition to that, we have an excellent 4-credit internship program that allows our students to gain valuable experience in the industry while earning credit for that. And that allows students to become employable when they leave the university. We have an excellent group of alumni networks and the job placement opportunities. We provide guidance. We also create through the Career Center. We also create opportunities for students to socialize with each other, which allows them to start looking for jobs in their second year or so. And many of our students, when they graduate, they have excellent jobs lined up for them. Okay, so this is about Rutgers and Rutgers ECE. Just as a reminder, if you arrived late, first of all, please use the chat to introduce yourself with your specialization area and your undergraduate institute and so forth. Secondly, if you have any questions about any of the things that I'm discussing, please put them in the chat and Ms. Katie, you will respond to those questions or alert me to them. And lastly, we do have other opportunities for questions and answers during the panel discussion. If there are any questions that remain unaddressed, Ms. Yu will provide those to me, and we can chat about that at the end of the presentation. Okay, so let's now talk about if you come to Rutgers, what will your journey look like within the program? So first of all, I'm going to provide a bunch of information, but a lot of these details are going to be provided in the following way. So first of all, you should know that as a graduate student, you will be dealing with the ECE Graduate Program Office, which consists of the graduate director, which is myself. My email address is ecgrad.director@soe.rutgers.edu. And the graduate coordinator, which is Ms. Katie Yu. Her email address is ecgradprogram@soe.rutgers.edu. Whenever you have any administrative assistance needed, you reach out to us within the department through these emails. In addition, I hold weekly office hours in person and virtually for graduate students, and Ms. Katie Yu is also in person 4 days a week, and her office door is most of the times open, and you can drop by and discuss with her. In addition, during your graduate studies, you pay special attention to the graduate student handbook. which is linked over here. And basically that contains, this handbook is your guide to how you would proceed with your degree. There are also a lot of other information if you are looking for faculty to be part of your either MS thesis or MS technical report. You're looking for other course offering, other things. The department website is your resource. You also are dealing with the School of Graduate Studies, where you find information about different policies, although oftentimes you don't have to interact with them that much. If you are an international student, you should be also working, you would be working with what's called Rutgers Global International Students and Scholar Services Office, where you will be dealing with your immigration-related matters. Now, in terms of degrees, as a master's student, there are 3 types of degrees that we offer. One is called Master's with Thesis. This is a research-focused degree. And this is a degree intended for students who are either interested in pursuing jobs after graduation that have a more research-oriented angle, or who are interested in PhD. We also have masters without thesis. This is more coursework focused, and we'll talk about what are the credit needs for that. But here you don't have to work on a thesis. Thesis-based masters typically takes about, we'll talk more, but takes about 2 years, and without thesis takes up 1.5 to 2 years. You also have students who are our undergraduate students, and they have a special program called BSMS program. If you are not in that group, then you don't have to worry about it. Now, to get your master's degree, whether you are thesis or non-thesis, you have to get 30 credits of education. For non-thesis students, that translates to 10 courses. You have to take 10 courses. For thesis students, you have to take 8 courses or 24 credits, and then you also do 6 credits of research. Among these credits, you are allowed to have up to 6 credits of internship, and or you are allowed to have special problems-based coursework. Now, you need at least 21 credits in our department. That's where basically, when I said you can take up to 3 courses from Princeton University, that's where the limit comes. Basically, if you take 21 credits in ECE, you are left with 9 credits, and those, if you decide to take from Princeton or from other departments at Rutgers. Some students take it from computer science, some take it from math, some from statistics, some from business school, and so forth. In addition, you have to take 2 semesters of what is called an ECE colloquium course. This is a course that consists of basically weekly seminars on different themes that the only thing that is required is you have to attend them, and hopefully you will learn something from them. But there is no exam, there is no work to be done other than attendance. If you are a thesis student, of course, you will submit a thesis at the end, which will be defended in front of 3 students. If you are a non-thesis student, you submit what is called a technical paper, whose goal is to showcase that you can engage in technical communications. It does not need to involve any original research or anything like that. Most of the times, this paper is done by students taking a project that they did in one of the courses and turning that into a paper. Okay, so what does a typical MS program timeline look like? You typically take 9 credits or 3 courses a semester. In your first semester, some students end up taking only 2 courses because you're starting off. And sometimes students also take 4 courses, which we don't recommend, but some students take that because they want to graduate early. So anywhere from 6 to 12 credits per semester. 9 is recommended. 9 is required for international students unless they get special permission, which is typically given for the first semester and the last semester. So for example, if you took 9 courses for 3 semesters, that is 27 credits, 9 credits per semester. Now you're left with only 3 credits in your last semester. You don't have to take 9, you only take 3 credits. Or we recommend that master's students take colloquium in the first 2 semesters. And then within the summer, students do 4 credit internship. And we recommend that students start working on their technical paper from during their last 2 semesters. So that's the general guideline for our master's students. If any question has come up in your mind while looking at that, please put it in the chat. Either Miss Yu will respond or we'll discuss that later. Okay. Now, in order to do masters, you have to pick one of the specializations. Each one of you, of course, applied under one of the specializations, but that was just for you to get admission. You are allowed to change your specialization. Now, what is a specialization? A specialization is defined by a set of core courses and a set of elective courses, and the rest of the courses you are allowed to take however you like. You can change your specialization as often as you like. But of course, you have to plan for it accordingly, otherwise you won't be able to finish it in time. So we encourage you to come and talk to us if you plan on changing your specialization. But in the end of the day, we really want you to pursue the specialization that you feel is most aligned with your career objectives. And you do not have to be stuck with the specialization you put in when you applied for admissions. Okay. Now, in terms of duration, the typical timeline is 3 semesters to 4 semesters. That translates to 18 months to 2 years. 2 years is more common for masters with thesis. For masters without thesis, 18 months is more common. You can, by taking a lot of courses, and doing a summer internship, you can try to graduate even in 1 year, but we don't recommend because that's a lot of work. And oftentimes students actually, even if they are almost done, they finish in 2 years because it's better to finish sometimes in spring, because that's when more job opportunities line up. Now, some of you might have another master's degree or might have been a master's student while you applied to Rutgers. In that case, you can, based upon what courses you took, you can transfer up to 12 credits from your previous university. If you come to Rutgers and you are interested in that, come and see me and we can discuss about this option. Okay, so now in your process, of course, you have gone through a lot of steps. One of the key things is that you should have submitted your decision in the application portal. And if you're especially an international student, you should have submitted your financial document. So that's step 1, and then you receive your certificate of admission and you receive your I-20. You should apply for your visa. You should, if you're an international student, you will get the visa. And then along with that, you would apply for what's called the Net ID, which enables access to a lot of information resources and technology logins and so forth. You will also upload a copy of your a photo of yours to get your Rutgers ID card. You will submit your health and immunization records. And then you should register for research and register for classes. And so these are sort of 6 major steps, and you would be emailed this flyer after this information session so that you can start ticking off where you are in the step, so that when you arrive, you have completed all of these steps. Okay. In terms of administrative things, till the day 1 of your classes, you need to get hold of what is called net ID. Okay, that is different from your RUID. Net ID is what will give you access to then your email address. You will be able to log into Rutgers resources. You will be able to log into the course management systems. The other key thing is you need to get hold of a Rutgers ID card. You need to also submit immunization information, health insurance. Your financial term bill will be issued to you, and you can then pay that using these links. If you are looking for a housing, there are both on-campus housing options and off-campus housing options. You can decide whether you want to be an on-campus student. Off-campus simply means that the housing is not managed by Rutgers University itself. You rent it from a private landlord. But that doesn't mean that you are too far away from Rutgers. There is New Brunswick has a lot of housing available for students. So you get hold of these administrative things. You should arrange for your housing. In addition, you should start looking at your planning for fall semester. Fall semester courses and course registration has started. You can look at the courses that are available to you by going to the listing of available courses at sis.rutgers.edu/SOC. And there I will show you how you can figure out what courses are being offered. So let me take you to that page. Okay, so you basically go to this link that I shared. You click on fall 2024. On locations, you are in Rutgers University, New Brunswick. You click on New Brunswick and you click on graduate. You press continue. Then in subject, if you are interested in, I'll show you electrical and computer engineering. You can search for courses in other departments also if you are interested. As I said, you have to take 21 credits in our department. So you do electrical and computer engineering or 332. 332 is the code for our department. And you will have all these courses listed that are available to you. You can click these buttons and see what day they are held, what time they are held, who is the instructor, which room. So for example, this is on Mondays, 6 to 9 p.m. This course, Programming Finance, is on Tuesdays and Fridays, 10:20 to 11:40 a.m. Okay, and so forth. So here you plan your coursework by looking at this as well as the graduate student handbook based upon your area of specialization. Once you have planned that, then you have to go and register for these courses by going to course registration. This is called WebReg. To be able to do that, of course, you need to have your net ID. So all of this administrative stuff need to be done for you to be able to register for courses. Okay. Okay. So this is sort of the guidelines that you need in terms of your steps from here on till the first day. I will now hand it over to Miss Katie Yu so that she can lead a student panel of 2 master students. And after that, we will engage in a more formal Q&A. So Katie, all yours.
Thank you. So Ashwarya and Zhaotian, would you be able to turn your cameras on? Thank you. Hello. Yeah, so as you know, my name's Katie Yu, and I'm the graduate program coordinator here. And I'll allow our 2 students that are existing students to introduce themselves with their name, their home country, specialization, start date, and anticipated graduation date. So Ashwarya, would you like to go first?
Hi everyone, I'm Aishwarya Mallikarjun from India. I'm pursuing masters in ECE and I'm specializing in computer engineering. So I started my masters like last August, that is fall 2023, and I'm expected to graduate in May 2025.
Thank you. Xiaotian?
Sure. Hi, my name is Xiaotian Zhou, and I'm currently a master's student in specialization is computer engineering. I'm a Chinese international student, and I started, I started fall of 2022. And since I decided to go for like a thesis option, my anticipated graduating date is the end of this year.
Great. Yeah, it'll be, we had a couple questions about thesis in the chat, so that'll be great for you to be able to share your experiences with that with students as well. So our first question, and we'll go back and forth between you as we answer each question, is what motivated your decision to become part of the Rutgers community?
I would say I was drawn to Rutgers for like major reasons. The first one was like ECE's programs, a blend of theoretical and practical learning approaches, which actually matched my academic and career aspirations. So the thing is, the faculty's reputation for being leaders in their fields and their engagement in cutting edge research was like another significant factor which like majorly motivated me. Additionally, the collaborative environment, which not only encourages but actively, fosters innovation and interdisciplinary projects, was like particularly appealing. So lastly, I would say the strong network of alumni and industry connections, which provide substantial opportunities for internships and employment post-graduation, affirm my decision that Rutgers was like the right place to advance both in my career and my education.
Thank you. What about you?
So on top of that's basically what I was about to say. But personally speaking, I'm already a undergrad member. Well, at the time of applying for the master schools, I'm currently already an undergrad student in Rutgers. And for the experience I've had, especially with higher level courses for undergrad, the fact that the faculty members are all really nice, patient, and as well as very helpful, just made me, it's just the easy choice for me, personally speaking, with all the, especially with some classes, for example, the computer architecture and all, and like VR classes. The experience I had was just in general just great. So yeah. And I also recommend people taking these classes because they are fun.
What motivated your decision to do a thesis?
It's interesting because that's actually a difficult question to answer. Part of the reason was I kind of want to just try out to see if there's anything that I can do to like really to prep myself to explore the possibilities of later on, maybe like say if I'm interested or if I'm able to accomplish a lot, then maybe there's a possibility I can go further into the education. And if not, then I will actually give more time to myself, also trying out different things, taking other classes, and just just in general explore or widen my my interest. Say there might be hidden fields that there exist, but I just don't even know about it. So I can just widen up my view and explore newer possibilities.
Yeah, that's a great point that although you come in with a specialization, we definitely encourage you to explore your interests and pursue them while you're here. And it seems like you've taken full advantage of that. Great. So that being said, what has been your favorite course in the ECE program and why?
My favorite course has been cloud computing and big data, which was expertly taught by Professor Maria Striki. So what stood out to me was the course practical approach, incorporating the real world examples, and that made the complex concepts like much more accessible and more engaging. Professor Streaky's teaching method like bridged the gap between theoretical knowledge and the practical applications. So, which was very crucial in rapidly evolving field like ours. So I must actually say this, the course like directly contributed to my professional development too. It is not only like the interest in the subject, but also equipped me with the much needed skills and knowledge that landed me an internship at one of the companies. So I could probably because of this knowledge, I can like further explore and grow in this domain. So it's like it's been an invaluable part of my journey at Rutgers.
Yeah, that's great. It was so applicable. What about you, Xiaotian?
This is actually a really tough question to answer because I had really good experience in a lot of classes. So it's really hard to pick like exactly which one. But in general, I do agree with Professor Stricky. I actually took her classes as well. Personally speaking, I've had great experiences in courses like communication networks, parallel distributed computing, cloud computing, and so on. This is actually and this actually somewhat triggered my interest in wanting to play with different kinds of services and hardware and software in my personal home lab, just to try out things and being able to tinker with your own stuff. So and I do also agree the fact that you can try out a lot of industry, well, the same thing that the people are using in industry. For example, your containerizations, you have your Kubernetes practice, and so on. So I do believe this is these are like the courses I would recommend to everyone. But like what I said, it's really hard to recommend like a single course that's my favorite. So yeah.
Having multiple
I apologize.
favorite
I can't
courses
give
is
you
a
an
good
exact
problem to
course
have.
that I like, but the overall experience, especially in these three courses, are like really the most invaluable to me. Just helped me a lot in my personal interests and my technical growth, really.
Yeah. Great. So you most of you have recently completed a bachelor's degree. So we are wondering, what was your experience in your master's different? How is it different from your experience in your bachelor's?
Okay, so like my master's experience at Rutgers has been about like immersing myself in real world research and contrasting with more structured and guided approach from my bachelor's from India. Here, the emphasis is on exploration and learning through direct experience. We are like much encouraged to engage deeply in our subjects, and there's like a tangible culture of learning from mistakes and the and interactive environment. So this hands-on experience has not only broadened my technical skills, but it has also shaped me into to become a more independent thinker. So it's like a drastic shift from being taught to discovering on my own. So which I believe is essential for any researcher or the one who would like to pursue their career in the field of engineering. So adding to that, the faculty has also encouraged me to dive into deep subjects, questioned established norms, and also like helped me to contribute new ideas. So the opportunity to, work alongside with this esteemed professors on research projects has been like particularly transformative. So it has allowed me not just to learn from cutting edge developments, but it has also given me a chance to be a part of it. So this is how my bachelor's degree was different from my MS at Rutgers.
Mhm. That's great.
And absolutely, I agree everything you say. And on top of that, I do want to also add something because I also attended undergrad for I also attended Rutgers for my undergrad. So I personally speaking, on top of all that, the biggest difference is actually the amount of personal like focus in taking like master level courses, because comparing to like the 200-300 people courses from undergrad, you are now in a much smaller group, and so you actually get to experience or directly interact with the faculty members a lot more frequently than you do when you're doing undergrad. That's actually how I personally got into like wanting to try out home lab and stuff, because the conversation with Professor Stricky, because of the perfect conversation that I've had with Professor Ray, and that's actually how I was really appreciated that I had a opportunity where to do like a thesis option with Professor Ray, like just throughout all these smaller groups of people, you're more likely to have more in-depth and more related conversations with faculty members, other than just asking professors, hey, what did I get for midterms? Because that's, if like, let's face it, if you have 200-300 people to deal with, I don't really blame them if because they're busy taking larger size classes.
Yeah, it's really a personalized educational experience that emphasizes critical thinking and following your own passions, is what I hear you guys saying.
Yeah.
So obviously we know that coming to university is more than just the academics. So can you tell us more about campus life for a graduate student and any clubs or organizations that you've been a part of?
So I would say Rutgers as a dynamic campus life, like rich with clubs and organizations that, cater a wide range of interests and passions. So beyond my personal involvement with the Hindu Students Council, there are like in number of like numerous groups that Rutgers actively encourages students to join. Like whether you're interested in technology or the arts, sports, or the community service and so on. So there's a place for every graduate student, to get involved. So basically, these clubs are like not just about leisure. They are also like platforms for major networking, then the professional development, and also, the major thing is the leadership over here. So what I would advise for the incoming students is to explore these opportunities and early on. So it would be a great way to balance both the academic workload, and also meet the like-minded peers and build the well network for so that they get this good university experience.
Yeah, and you mentioned
Totally agree. And I'm sorry, Katie. Sorry to
no,
interrupt. Okay.
you go for it.
Totally agree with what Ashwaya said. And on top of that, I have so if for people like the good thing about having so many opportunities or possibilities in terms of clubs is that you can not only find clubs that are targeted towards your say future career. For example, you can there are actually clubs like, I think, cloud like engineering or development club, where you can practice your like cloud native skills. You can test with cloud native tools like same old Kubernetes, Docker, containerization, Podman, all that. And you can also find clubs that will actually teach you fundamentals. For example, if you're new to Linux or if you're new to networking, there will also be clubs that teach you these information aside from taking classes. Also, you can take classes. You can find a club where you can find your people with similar interests. You can study together and maybe apply for some certificate examination so that it helps in your career future. And aside from all these technical clubs, there are also clubs where you can just simply forget about whatever, all the pressure, all the amount of coursework that you have, and just make friends, chat with them, maybe make some food. Culinary club, I'm just doing advertisement here. And I do believe that it's a range, it's a variety of different kinds of clubs that actually help you both to be successful in your coursework and in your career, but also just do remember that, you know, friends are also important, and you should also spend some time away from all the pressure building courseworks, and just relax and reset for a little while. So, but on top of that, I will definitely recommend, for people using Discord, to just search for Rutgers, and then you can see an enormous amount of clubs and their Discord servers. I would just highly recommend people to try out.
I must add to this, there's this website called Get Involved Rutgers. So there you find the events organized by like various clubs and organizations. So if you could directly reach out to, if you're interested to like join any club or organization, you can directly reach out to the people using this website. So I've already like posted about this in our LinkedIn group. So if you like really wish to join any groups, so you can like just go through the website again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Wahid?
Yeah, sorry. Actually, there was a related question on the chat based upon this club discussion. So I thought I'll just pose it to either or both of you. The question is asking, saying, it says, "Thank you for making your time to attend us. Would you suggest to participate in various clubs with the busy academic schedule of ECE?"
I would definitely say yes, because masters is not just about academics. It's also about you networking with other people and build so that it's not just academics all the time. So you need leisure sometimes, so you need some relaxation time. So I would definitely say join these clubs and organization for your well-being.
I'm on the same page. You should always reserve some time off, whether that's being sharpening your skills, or like what I said, simply to reset if the pressure is actually being built up, so you can just enjoy some time off with friends, or chat about what's happening in life, and then focus, like after that reset, focus again back to the study. I think that's really the more important aspect. So of attending clubs, even if you're busy.
Yeah, that's really good advice, to work to find a balance between academics and the other opportunities that Rutgers has to offer, including maintaining your well-being and your mental health and such, because a master's degree is definitely a marathon, not a sprint, as I'm sure you know. So it's important to have that endurance. Great. So another aspect outside of the classroom is internships and job opportunities. Could you share with us any internship opportunities that you have had since you've been at Rutgers, and how the Rutgers ECE program has prepared you for them?
Yeah, the ECE program at Rutgers is like exceptionally well structured, to prepare students for internships and job opportunities. The curriculum is designed in such a way that it aligns with the industry demands, combining like the rigorous coursework with practicals, with practical knowledge, hands-on projects that solve, the real world the problems. So additionally, the program, you also host like numerous workshops and seminars that help students develop their resumes, enhance like interview skills, and build professional networks. So it's I can say that it has got this well-structured curriculum designed. So coming to my personal experience, it's been like very positive. The course on, like I already mentioned about my internship and how it was linked with my favorite course, that is cloud computing and big data. So it just it not only equipped me with the relevant skills, but also helped me to secure an internship at Corsair. This opportunity also allowed me to apply what I learned in real world settings, significantly enhancing my understanding and expertise. So I would say Rutgers also facilitates this interactions with industry leaders and alumni, so which has been very invaluable for gaining insights into the industry while while looking for job opportunities. So yeah, this resources and support systems as Rutgers has been very crucial in preparing me and preparing me to be a successful to gain a successful career post graduation. So I would say that.
Yeah. You mentioned an internship. Where for this summer, where are you going to be interning? And do you have an idea of what you're going to be doing?
So I must actually say I've been offered at two different companies. So one is Colgate Palmolive and other is the Corsair. So in Colgate Palmolive, it's about I'll be interning with R&D team that is based on signal processing, and it's basically my post over there is signal integrity engineer. So I'll be interning over there. So the other position I was offered was at Corsair. There it was again the firmware development and cloud in which includes this cloud computing and big data. So I'm in the verge to decide which internship would I exactly be pursuing. So yes, I'm in yet to decide. So it's be very positive for me. So I've landed up with two internships right now.
Yeah, that's great to have more opportunities. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I don't really personally have anything to share. However, I do have friends who not only was able to land internship and then further make that into a full-time job opportunity at various companies while they were enrolled in the ECE MS program, but also have people who was actually offered, well, not offered, but recommended an internship or full-time positions from professors. So what I would say is also watch out for that, and then talk to faculty members, because sometimes if they have industry connections, they could just recommend you, and maybe that opens a new door of getting internships or even more from a company.
Yeah, true. That is definitely the power of networking, is that you never know where an opportunity is going to come from. So obviously you may face challenges in your time while pursuing your master's. What challenges have you faced, and what resources were available for you to overcome them?
Okay. So transitioning from graduate level programs, especially in the field of electrical and computer engineering, comes with a set of challenges. For me, the initial challenge was adapting to the demanding nature of the coursework and independence expected in handling projects and research. So another significant challenge, which I would say, was balancing both academic responsibilities with personal interests and social engagements. So this is, which is very crucial for maintaining this overall well-being. So this was the major two challenges which I faced personally. So for this, I must say this, Rutgers provides a robust support system to help students navigate their challenges. So the university has offers various academic services, so including tutoring and study groups, which has personally helped me in adjusting to this academic change. So the faculty here also are very approachable and willing to provide guidance and advice. So there are also counseling services and wellness programs aimed at helping students to manage their stress and mental health. So how to maintain their mental health. So there are also these communities are very supportive, with senior students often like ready. There are like many senior students who often share their experiences and also give us like a list of tips how we can like overcome these challenges. So yeah, this is like has been like very vital in overcoming my challenges and making most of this academic journey at Rutgers.
What do you think, Shouqian?
And I will add on top of that, given a lot of the challenges that we might be facing are actually academic, since we're still taking classes and doing projects under, like, say, if a faculty's class, or maybe doing research with a faculty member. And the key thing would be, honestly, communication. So a lot of like, say, just if you really have something that you're constantly worried about, or something that's really draining your mental energy, just let them know. If you can, dial something back just a little bit, and also talk to these professionals in terms of mental well-being, as well as like I say, doctors or other people who actually help you to face challenges, whether that be mental challenge or physical challenge. Because at the end of the day, your life is more important. So definitely, if you have challenges, just speak up and talk to faculty members. I think every single one that you talk to, regardless of who you talk to, will be more than happy to make you, well, relax a little bit. And then because that's not only to boost your level of involvement while you're back into the task, but also making you understand that there's really nothing to stress about. Like, that's all I'm about to say. Just speak up if you have some problems or challenges.
Yeah, everyone here is really here to help, and we want to support you so you can succeed. And we can't help you unless we know that there is a problem. We meaning either the graduate, program, or your specific faculty member. So that's really good advice. We had a specific question in the chat for Ashwarya, and they said, since they are also a student that's coming from India, could you please tell me your view comparing education in India and the same in the US, and particularly at Rutgers? Can you mention the advantages and disadvantages?
So coming to, advantages, at Rutgers, it is like Rutgers emphasizes on hands-on learning and real-world applications of theoretical knowledge. So this approach, it basically prepares students for the challenges they face in their careers by, they're encouraging them by critically thinking and problem-solving skills. So these skills are developed by that. So there's also this flexibility in curriculum. So they have they have tailored their coursework in such a way that it matches to the interests and career goals of each particular individual. So it will be more like a personalized educational experience. So because your interests and your whatever the career goals is like fulfilled by the coursework on which you select. So there are like number of you get access to cutting edge technology, then well-equipped labs, and also this extensive libraries at Rutgers. It enhances the learning experiences and also, supports this research activities. So like I can't say about like the disadvantages because no, I really can't speak about the disadvantages because as it like differs from each individual. So for me personally, I would say the major which I faced, it was like the cultural adjustment. So here, like coming from India and getting adjusted to here with their social interactions and academic experience, it was like a major challenge for me. Apart from that, it's like the competitive environment is like it is very similar. But here it is like since it is like individual, in India, it was like you used to be in a class, and it used to be like 40-50 students in a class, and it was like one professor like teaching, and it did not have like this competitive nature, like your personal goal was like not achieved. So it was like a one interest, and it was like complete students. But here it's like since you're only targeting on your own goal, so it could be a little stressful and demanding, so that would be a like little disadvantage. So yeah, apart from that, I would like, this is from my point of view. So yeah.
Yeah. You and I were speaking yesterday, and you were also mentioning that the structure of the courses is a little different. As in India, you had maybe 2 or 3 large tests, and
Yeah,
here
so
there's more projects and intermittent assignments.
So basically, how in India it was like the semester used to be like the span of it used to be like 6 months. In that 6 months, we used to have like 3 internals. So but then we used to have like final examination. So it was some certain courses would like demand for projects and certain wouldn't. So we never had this assignment deadlines or quizzes like what we having in masters. So there it was like just you used to like study that part of the course, and you used to like go produce it, I mean reproduce the same in the exams. So that wasn't. But here it is like you're getting this real world experience, like there's like project in each course. So you'll be like getting to work on them, and you'll get to interact with more number of people. There'll be like teaching assistants over here, and there are like particular set of people whom you could approach. So there it was only the professor whom we had to like approach if we had any problems. Here it's like we can approach to professor and the TAs. So it's like much comfortable here than there.
That's great. So our
Sorry.
final, oh, I'm sorry, Wahid.
Yeah, there was one other question, which was someone asked that, are there any specific ECE related clubs that you would recommend? There is, of course, the IEEE club, but maybe Aishwarya and Shatan, you can answer further about that.
So I actually don't have an answer for this but I've seen like major clubs. They're like robotic clubs in the organization, and also IEEE, because I was part of this cultural clubs and organization because my interest aligns with that. So no, I would like probably get back to you for this question, because I don't have much idea about the clubs in the ECE department.
Yeah. So I think we may have lost Xianten. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
my apologies. Something just clicked, so I had to relaunch. I had to relaunch Zoom, and I don't really know if these clubs are like for say 100% ECE only, but like what I said, there are this Rutgers Organization of Cloud Computing, DevOps, as well as the IT Cert Study Group. So maybe you can get some pretty good experience there. I would say there is a ECE server, ECE Discord server that for me at least it was pretty helpful. So you might want to just do a little search and join the ECE Discord server. There are course materials, people who's taking the same classes, or you can even talk to faculty members if they're also in the server regarding like coursework or assignments, projects, so on and so what. Yeah.
The Discord server is definitely a great resource for students, and I'll send a link out to that in the follow-up email to this. As Wahid mentioned, we do have a chapter of IEEE here. They do, I think there's 4 or 5 branches of them within the club, including there's a robotics section. They do the micro mouse competition. And so they're very active. So if IEEE is something you're interested in, I would recommend getting involved. And I know they're also pretty active on Discord, so that might be a good way to reach out to them. So our last question is, what advice would you give to an incoming ECE graduate student to help them make the most of their time at Rutgers?
My advice to incoming ECE graduate students at Rutgers is like it's a threefold. So first one is to be proactive, and then stay curious, and engage deeply. So these three majorly impacts your complete life at Rutgers. So firstly, take the initiative in your learning. So I would say don't wait for opportunities to come to you. You seek them out. So this means like it might reach out to the professors for your projects, and then attend this guest lectures organized by our department, and utilize all the resources the university offers. So this is the first thing I would advise you to do. The second is about curiosity. So the field of ECE is vast and constantly evolving. So stay updated with the latest technologies and theories, and ask questions, delve deeper into the subjects. So you shouldn't be afraid to explore new areas within the discipline. So be curious, try to ask questions, and develop your interests in the same. So and lastly, I would suggest you to engage with the community, join clubs and organizations, which builds your connections with peers who share similar interests and backgrounds. So participate in campus events and network with industry professionals. So yeah, these connections are invaluable. It provides both support during your studies, and it has also major advantages for you to move in your professional life. So this is my advice for the incoming students.
Great. What about you, Xiaotian?
On top of what Ashwara said, I will also recommend, this might sound cliche, but let's face it, I also recommend just using campus resources, like say physical resources as well. For example, at least for my past experience, if you're really stressed out, or if you just simply need a quiet place to study, you can walk to any of the libraries, and maybe you can even schedule or reserve a room with friends, so you can have a much more effective study environment. Also, again, like what Ashwara said, just make sure you stay curious, stay hungry, talk to faculty members, or you can even find their office hours just to go there and chat about the course, or even not only the course, you can chat about some curiosities that you've had, or some questions that you might have related to their field of interest. Just explore, and really, on top of that, don't wait. Like what Ashwara said, don't wait for opportunities to you, whether you go and search for those opportunities yourself. However, I will also say that be patient to yourself, because opportunities will come. Well, be patient to yourself, mainly because you don't want to really stress yourself out either. Because again, like what we said, it's possible that at some point of life you might have a lot of mental things just gather around in your brain, and you're stressed out, you're overthinking it. So if that happens, just take some time off, maybe talk to some mental the mental well-being people, just let them help you, and walk out of that as quickly as you can, and start exploring the unknown again.
Great advice. Yeah, don't let little hiccups weigh you down. It's a process, and we're all here to support you. So I know that Ashwarya has to go, so we'll thank her for all of her wisdom and insights. So thank you so much. And if anybody has any questions for Xiaotian, you can unmute now or put them in the chat before we transition to the general Q&A. I'll just give it a couple moments.
So while other people ask questions or write it in the chat, a question that has appeared quite frequently in the chat is about financial aid or cost of attendance. So the cost of if you are an international student, the cost of attendance and upper bound on the cost of attendance is what is listed on your I-20. That's really a very extreme estimate because it assumes that you have, it depends on your lifestyle. The tuition is fixed. You can't change that tuition number. The rest is about how you live on a regular basis. What do you eat and so forth. But as far as financial aid is concerned, there's no formal financial aid that happens. There are different opportunities that students explore. So, for example, when you come to campus, in all of those cases, you have to be on campus. When you come to campus, you can apply for grader positions. Basically, you reach out to our department administrator and you say, I'm interested in grading for these courses. And or you talk to instructors and say, I want to be a grader for your course, not TA, but grader. And then the instructor can recommend your name. That is one. There are other on-campus jobs available depending upon what your skill sets are. If you are interested in research, then you can actually, if you are doing thesis and you are doing research, you can also you can then get paid significantly more. And Xiaotian, I understand, are doing research with WinLab, with Professor Ray Chaudhary, right?
Yes.
So can you say a little bit more? But before you do that, let me just reiterate that is for a select group of students. You have to, so these are competitive things. We also have a couple of scholarships. One is called Paul Paniatatos. The other is called Spuri Scholarship. We announced that, but those are very competitive. So, you should, when you come, and you should seek opportunities to lower your financial burden. But please do not rely on that because these are very competitive. Having said that, I'll let Xiaotian say about his experience with the funding that he's getting as he's doing his research.
So at least for my personal experience, I was offered the student worker role. And given the current, I believe most people here are probably international students. So we're allowed to work, say if it's semester and we're taking classes, we're allowed to work up to 20 hours per week. And then if we're during, like, say, semester recess, like if there's, winter break or summer break, then we're allowed to work all 40 hours per week. And so far, I think I'm allowed to say this, but so far, like, for example, for a student worker position that I got, it was about 19 per hour. So, and it's really on a report base, which means you just clock in or out or report to your not really supervisor, but like the people who's in charge, report hours that you've had working on the project. And that's really about it. Like to go through this process, however, you will have to contact the Rutgers Global Office, get their guidelines, and go through the steps of, like, say, getting a position, having the communication between the different offices, and then acquire a letter from Rutgers to then be applied for social security numbers. But all these information you can really find them on the Rutgers Global website. So I will definitely talk to these people after you, say, secure either a position, an offering, or opportunity.
Thank you. There is another question about the weather, but I think, Katie, you can just respond in the chat to that. I will move on to the general Q&A. Okay, so this would be our wrapping up section, and we'll open up. And Xiaotian, thank you so much for joining. If you have to drop off, it's completely understandable. You have already given us more than an hour of your time. We are very thankful to you for that. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so here are some of the questions that many of you have probably asked or would like to ask, and then we can go into more specific questions. And you can keep on typing other questions in the chat. You would either address them or would raise them in the after this frequently asked questions. So a typical question students say, how many courses should I take to each semester? And the answer is the recommendation is 9 credits per semester, especially if you are an international student. If you are a domestic student, you can take as little as 1 credit. And if you are an international student, you can also take 1 credit in your last semester if you are only left with 1 credit. And in your first semester, you can take 6 credits by requesting a special provision of adjusting to the US environment. Okay, what should I expect in my first week or semester of classes? So the first week of classes, you should basically familiarize yourself, go to different classrooms, typically students register for more classes than they want to take. For example, you want to take 3 classes. You would register for 5 classes. You go to them for about a week. You have up to typically 10 days to actually change your classes without any penalty. So students typically try that out and say, oh, I like this instructor better than that instructor, this course better than that course, and then you drop and so forth. Okay. What does the path of my time as an MS student look like from now until graduation? Basically, the path requires, if you're an international student, get hold of your complete your net ID, get your Rutgers ID cards fixed, get hold of your housing. Make sure you have your I-20 if you are an international student, get a visa if you are an international student, explore or read the graduate student handbook. Make sure that you are looking at the course schedules, start planning your coursework, look at the weather, figure out if you are not from New Jersey, what kind of clothing you need to bring and things like that, and be in communication for your orientation, which will likely be in the last either week or 10 days of August. Next question, can I take classes in other departments? And the answer is yes, you can reach out to other departments. They typically require you to request what is called a special permission number. And if the classes are not filled, you can take that. If classes are getting filled, they give priority to their own students first. Be aware of the 21 credits ECE requirement, which means you cannot take more than 3 courses outside ECE. You can take more than, but then that would not count towards your master's. The other question is how I'm interested in research. How do I pursue it? The way to do that is typically you take someone's course, do well in that course, and then impress the faculty and say, I want to do research with you. And they will basically give you what is called a special problems course and do research. And as Xiaotian was mentioning, typically they can, in many cases, if they have funds, they can also then give you some money for doing that research. Can I switch from a master's to a PhD? Yes, you can, as long as you have someone who agrees to be your advisor. Okay, who is my academic advisor? Who can assist in course selection and my academic progress? The answer is your academic advisor, unless you are doing thesis, is the graduate program director. We will assist you in course selection, but you have to make sure that you are following all the rules, because as we said, you can change your specialization. We are not going to track which specialization you are following initially, but once you say, I want to graduate, we'll check whether you actually followed the specialization or not. Okay. Will there be office hours over the summer? Where can I talk with the graduate program director? This, I think, is yeah. So I think we are planning on academic advising on May 22nd, 9 a.m. New York time. Is that what I believe, Katie, you had, or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So an email will be sent about this. So this between now and that, hopefully, first of all, many of you will finalize whether you are coming to Rutgers or not. And if you finalize you are coming to Rutgers, you will start analyzing your courses. And then you come to those office hours and meet me and tell me this is what we are planning, and I can go over with you, okay? If I feel lost in the program, who should I reach out to? And the answer is you should reach out to me, Miss Katie Yu, your course instructor, the Rutgers. We talked about mental health services. Any of those things, don't be shy, reach out. We'll try to help you as much as we can. Do I need health insurance? Yes, as a graduate student, you need health insurance. How do I search for on-campus jobs? Here is one link to that, global.rutgers.edu/on-campus employment. What kind of jobs are available within ECE? You can do jobs like tutoring, grading, student worker, and highly competitive teaching assistantships that sometimes are only reserved for students with research. And then what advice do we have for someone starting graduate school at Rutgers? Time management, that is the most important thing. The other thing is networking. You have to network because you want to get a good job, and seek guidance by talking to different people, keep learning, and make sure you are both mentally and physically fit, okay? So this is the general questions that we have prepared. Now, all of you probably have a lot of questions. I have not been monitoring chat. So Katie, if you want to post questions, then I can try addressing them. And then if other people have other questions, they can unmute and address, and we can address them also.
There are generally a lot of questions about the process of pursuing a master's thesis. Would you be able to provide more information on that?
Yes. So the master's thesis is primarily what it entails is that you have to do original work, and that requires working with a faculty member. So in master's thesis, what happens is in the first semester, you try to start engaging with faculty with whom you might want to do research. Sometimes you engage with them, they are offering a course. You take their course and do good in that course. You talk to them and you say you want to do research with them. They may give you a small research problem to test out. Faculty are under no obligation to be your thesis advisor if they are not convinced that you can actually do thesis. Master's thesis requires a commitment, an aptitude for doing research, and the key thing there is that you have to proactively reach out to faculty by studying their research on Google Scholar and saying, okay, this faculty research matches my interests. I want to do a thesis with this person or these people. Set up a meeting with them. If you are taking courses, the easiest thing is you take course with them. Now, of course, it is possible that they are not even offering a course in the first semester that you need to, and in that case, you have to then try to set up a meeting with them. You try to find them during coffee hours that we have or through some other means. And then you say, I really want to do this. Here is the reason why I want to do the thesis, and here is why I can be successful. And then they likely will give you a small problem to test out whether you have the ability to carry out research. If you do, then they will take you on, and basically then you do work with them. You have to solve a problem that is unsolved in the real literature. Your advisor will guide you in that process. And then once you are done, you write a thesis and defend it in front of a committee of 3 people. One of them is your research advisor. So hopefully that is somewhat helpful. Please feel free to follow up additionally if something is not clear.
Another question that I'll actually answer that I've been getting a lot in the chat is that in order to change your specialization from the specialization that you are admitted to, if you know now or before you start classes, you would like to change it. When you arrive on campus, you will come to my office in order to check in with the department, and you'll fill out a form at that time, and you can put the specialization that you would like to start in the program with then. So you don't need to contact me now to change your specialization. We will do it at the beginning of the fall semester. Another question we have is, can you tell us more about the different research labs available and how to join them?
Yes, so the research labs are basically a function of faculty. So the best thing is you go to faculties, to our department, ece.rutgers.edu, go to the faculty, different faculty names, and then for each faculty, you effectively look at Google Scholar, that is scholar.google.com, which is a Google's search engine for research. You put the faculty's name there and you see what kind of research they are doing, right? Research lab is just a name for what faculty does. The biggest research lab we have is called WinLab. That is a research center. So WinLab is something you should be familiar with. But other than WinLab, you should just look at individual faculty and see which one I want to work with.
Great. Another question we have is, as you explained about Princeton courses opportunities, are the credits counted towards my specialization?
Princeton, so you need a total of 30 research credits. Princeton courses count towards those 30 research credits. But specialization courses are different. And so specialization courses typically are, the way the program is structured, specialization courses typically count for up to 15 to 18 credits. The rest of 12 credits or so are open to you to pursue other interests that you have. Okay, we don't want you to be so restrictive in what courses you can take. So we require you to take up to 15 to 18 credits based upon your specialization. The rest of the courses, which are about 12 credits to 15 credits, you can take whatever courses. And so if you take a Princeton course, that will count towards your 30 credits.
Great. Another question is about submitting your official transcripts and if you can bring them with you when you come in August. And the answer to that is yes, you can. You need them to be in a sealed envelope from your university. And you actually don't bring them to the department, but you bring them to One Stop, which is our student services center. You can also have your institution email them to One Stop, or they can be submitted electronically. And I will send out all the information on how to submit your transcripts in the follow-up email to this information session, including the email addresses and such.
So, Katie, while you were talking, I saw a question. Let me address that. The question is, by when should we make the decision on whether we will go for thesis or non-thesis option? So technically, there is no limit on when you need to make that decision, but be aware of the following. Doing a thesis easily takes a year. So if you want to do a thesis, you don't have to inform us right away. But if you want to do a thesis, you should start planning for it within your first semester. Let's say you decide in your third semester you want to do a thesis. Now it's going to take you first have to find an advisor, and then it's going to take you one more year to complete the thesis. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But now your program will become 2.5 years. During that time, you will be taking only research credits. You might have finished your courses, but your thesis is not done. Okay? So just be aware of that there is no deadline for by this date, I must decide whether I'm doing thesis or non-thesis. But once you just start thinking about thesis, there's a process involved, and the longer you take to decide, the longer your program will become.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So planning early, both thesis versus non-thesis, and what courses you are interested in can help you finish your program most efficiently.
Yes.
So we got a very specific question. How's the course curriculum of AI/MI help for careers in AI/ML solution?
So it really depends upon which path you go. So in machine learning, basically there are different paths that are available to you. One is a very applied machine learning path, and depending upon that, you take a specific set of courses that are more applied. Like, for example, you may take distributed deep learning, or you may take high performance computing courses and introduction to deep learning, and so forth. There is also a more statistical learning side of machine learning and more theory-oriented machine learning, which is used in more sort of like different kind of companies. And so if that's the path you want to take, that will make you employable in different kind of settings. It really depends upon what your career objectives are and what your strengths are. Some people are more interested in applied side of things. Some people are more interested in foundation side of things. Some people are interested in also using it to become good for their later PhD applications. So there's no one answer to this. You have to, machine learning is an exciting area. At the same time, it's a very competitive area. There are, so if whichever path you take, you have to make sure that you are really excelling in that path. Some people do machine learning where they are only using it as a tool towards, let's say, control theory or circuits or whatnot. Right? So it really depends upon the path. And we have, Rutgers is fortunate to have a huge selection of different courses that allow you to go in different path directions. So I am seeing a question, which is in terms of cross specialization, which name will there be on the degree when it will be awarded? So the name of the specialization does not go on your degree. The specialization is what we need to approve your degree. And this is something that you put on your resume then, which if any employer reaches out, we can verify that you did a degree in that. So if you do a cross specialization, let's say you do a specialization in machine learning and computer engineering, or let's say you do it in machine learning and control, you can put it there, and if an employer reaches out, we will verify that that is the case. But your degree simply says Masters of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering.
So are there any other questions or any questions that we either missed or didn't give you the answer you were looking for?
Yeah, because some of the chat, sometimes there were a lot of questions asked and chat might have gone up and we might have missed it.
Mm-hmm. So we do have one. Do I have to complete 18 credits of both specializations, or is it total combined?
So it's total combined that you have to prepare a course plan for cross specialization. The way it works is that you have to submit a written proposal for a cross specialization. You have to say, my career objectives are, I'll give you an example, it doesn't have to be, but you can say, my career objectives are that I want to do solid state electronics and embedded systems combined, which is covered in computer engineering. And the reason is because I want to get jobs in XYZ kind of areas. And so I would like to do a cross-cutting specialization that combines courses from solid state electronics, computer engineering, and ideally I would like to take courses where I'll take 2 courses from solid state electronics in core, 1 from this. And so you submit that paper, I go over it, I approve it, and that's your course plan.
And it's important that you do this early in your ideally your first semester, maybe your second semester. You can't just take whatever courses you want and right before you graduate, come and tell us that it was a specialization or a cross-cutting specialization. And it all needs to be approved ahead of time.
So the next question that is asked is basically, Miss, you already addressed that at some level. No, you cannot take any course for 21 credits. You can take any course once you complete your specialization requirements. You can take any courses. The requirements are, first of all, you have to complete your specialization courses, which are typically 15 to 18 credits. Second, you need to take 21 credits in ECE. The rest of the courses can be anything within ECE. And third, you have to take a total of 30 credits. So these are credit-wise, these are 3 major requirements, right? And regardless of whether you do cross-cutting or something, it has to be an approved coursework. You can't just simply take whatever you want. And who do you send your request to? You send it to the graduate program. So you send it to ECE grad program. You can send it to ECE grad director. And we, as we said in the beginning, I and Ms. Yu manage the program. So you can send to us, and once we approve it, then you are good to go.
Mm-hmm. So we have another question. How will Rutgers help students who want to pursue computer engineering specialization and specific to VLSI?
So we have a whole host of VLSI courses. We have a faculty who we have faculty who are experts in VLSI. So we offer different set of courses. I don't have the list in front of me, Katie. If you have Professor Tyron Chung's courses, if you could state those, and Professor Bo Yuan, I think, is teaching the VLSI. So there are about 3 or 4 different VLSI courses combined with additional courses. You could perhaps also take some semiconductor courses or embedded systems courses, or these combined would give you a good expertise in VLSI side.
For instance,
Are
in the
there
fall, there's going to be a transistor circuit design course. Are there any other questions?
Well, if not, we thank you for joining us. If you have
Oh, there's actually one more. How to
okay.
find off-campus accommodations, which I assume is housing.
Yes. So here are some links that are on that we have listed. They are not comprehensive, but we have listed them over here, and these slides will be shared with all of you. And you can start off by going to these things. And check it out. And in particular, if you go to like this GSA Marketplace, which is Graduate Student Association, that would help you. Facebook housing page, places for students. To combine these, you should be able to find something.
Mhm.
Okay, so once again, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any further questions, feel free to write an email to ecegradprogram@soe.rutgers.edu, which will go out to Ms. Katie Yu. In addition, if you are having trouble figuring something out, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We do hope that after this, a lot of you would be able to finalize your decisions for attending Rutgers. The sooner you make your decision, the better we will have a sense of course offerings. Our planning for spring is going to start soon, and it will be based upon the kind of student population we have. The sooner you make your decision, the better it will be for us to plan accordingly for spring semester. If for those students who would have decided that they are going to be joining Rutgers, you should be looking at courses. We are giving you about a little over a month time to finalize that or think about that, and then we will have the academic advising on May 22nd. You'll get an email from us where you can basically come with your coursework and make sure and run it by me, and I can help you understand whether you are in the right path or not. Okay. So thank you so much. Have a good night for those who are in the night time. Have a good morning for those who are in the morning time. Special thanks to Ms. Katie Yu and also to the two students who were with us and gave us their wonderful perspective. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.